my dad's a lineman. He used to bring a bucket truck home, so I kind of always wanted to do it.
My uncle's a lineman for a co-op where I'm from, and it has been my whole life, and I just seen opportunities that provided him and thought it'd be something that I would enjoy.
I originally started off at Cleveland State for engineering. That was kind of going towards like an office position, and really that's not what I want to do. The job definitely is something I've always dreamed of, and of course the people. Every day I'm excited to come here. It doesn't really feel like work, it feels like family, and I just enjoy being around everyone.
I chose to become a line worker because I was in college at the time and I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a couple years away from graduating, and then I started opening up my options to outside college. Talked to my dad about different career options, and then talked to a family member about line work. He was a lineman, and piqued my interest, so I finished college and then went to line school after that.
Actually, when I was about to graduate high school, I got a letter in the mail, not from this company, but another, and they invited me to try out for them. And that got me in the works of it. It didn't end up working out, but I did go to line school, and through there, I ended up finding a job through the city of Paynesville, and here I am now.
We do the AMP line worker training where we go down to the AMP in Columbus once a year for the 4-year apprenticeship, and then we do Northwest Lineman's College, their book work and training here, and then most of the stuff you're going to learn is going to be on the job, getting to do it with your hands and see it.
I went through a 4-year apprenticeship program, and we always have quarterly safety meetings, and we also continue our education several times throughout the year.
So we start off at 7 a.m. I start off by cleaning the trucks off, making sure everything's stocked for everyone else that's ready to go up, making sure everyone has everything they need before they get their day started.
It's interesting. I mean, you don't do the same thing every day. One day you can be working overhead lines, then you might be working underground, you may be working primary voltage, and then maybe you might be working secondary voltage, plus the equipment that that they have that we operate.
The hardest part probably are the long hours after you've already worked an 8-hour day going into the outage type of work. You really got to push yourself, and the guys, we stick together to get the job done.
Had a major storm a few weeks ago, and a lot of the guys here were putting in a lot of hours. We had a lot of other communities come and help us, like Westerville and Wadsworth, Cuyahoga Falls. We had 5 in total. Definitely rewarding when you finally get that last customer turned back on.
My favorite part of the job, being a line worker, is the troubleshooting, trying to figure out why something's not working or why someone has weird voltage or where the power is out. You're trying to trace, follow the lines, trace out the lines, looking for the problems. I like troubleshooting.
Well, I think growing up playing sports my whole life, it was always like a team, always on a team. Then you look up becoming a lineman, and you're your brother's keeper. So everyone has to watch out for each other, so it's like a team. And that's what I like about the job.
We're all friends and hang out. We even get together outside of work and stuff. It's just, I have fun at work, and when it's time to work, we get serious.
I mean, outside of the paycheck, it's seeing my brothers over here and getting to see how everybody's doing, and you have a good sense of community here in Paynesville and family.
I think having in-house utilities really brings the community more together. I mean, most of the time, city employees live within the city, and you're contributing to your own life more than just others.
What I like most about my job is taking care of my community, and that's the most important part for me. We're a small community, we do it all. I help shovel snow, plow snow, but obviously I take pride in keeping the power on, and that's my main objective.
Probably the most rewarding thing for me is to be able to go out and help people from day to day when they're in need, when the power's off, when there's emergencies, when there's storms happening.
We're a smaller community, and if you ask anybody here, our response time is better than most. And with more customers and more problems you get, the bigger your system gets, and the more unreliable it gets here. We maintain our system and keep it up to date,
which takes out outages and keeps people in power.
I'd say they benefit having a municipal utility just by response time. I mean, if you got an outage, we got a small system, all of us live fairly local, we can be out there and get an issue resolved much faster than a lot of other places can with huge coverage areas.
There's all the extras that public power provides in those communities, whether it's Christmas lights or that kind of stuff, but very involved in the community and help to support the community and other efforts that aren't just electrically involved in the area.
Provides good local jobs. Some people who are local can grow up here, work here, and they live here. Also, reliability comes into play when you know maybe personally the people who are involved or who are out of power, then it's different when you're trying to get them back into power.
I think, it's beneficial for the communities as far as, income, being able to put that money back into the community, and then reliability for its residents is just a big key. And I think, especially here, for us, we have a lot of residents that seem to really enjoy the fact that they have Hudson Public Power, and we get the personal service, and they know that when they call the shop or the bosses, that they actually get through to somebody and they don't have to wait, and our response time is pretty quick.
I think public power is important because you do know the people and the service that we provide. I feel it goes above and beyond because you do have those personal relationships with people.
I feel like a contractor, you're just there to make money for the company, and for a community, working for Pickle Power, you're there to serve a purpose, like get the lights back on and make sure the community's up and running and the businesses within the community.
My favorite part of being a line worker is the restoration of the power when people's been out for a long time. Just that knowing that I was able to provide something for somebody that a lot of other people can't do.
When there's a storm and people have been out of power for a long time, being able to turn it back on for them, people you don't even know, and they're usually pretty grateful.
It's pretty awesome to be in the middle of the night and everything's completely dark, and then you get to throw the fuse and you watch the whole town light up. That's pretty sweet.
It's a really good feeling, when a big thunderstorm comes through in the middle of the night, your lights go out, and then you come back later on, and then you see everything light up. It's a really rewarding feeling.
The best part of the job, in my opinion, you turn on thousands with one switch, and then you driving out of the job and you see families and stuff out, clapping, cheering. That is just a great feeling, helping people.
I'm a little longer in the tooth than most, so it's been a very enjoyable career. It's very challenging. Even at this point in my career, you learn something new every day. It provides a good living for your family, and like I say, you're able to help your community, your friends and neighbors when things aren't necessarily at their best.
Well, the biggest thing for me is that freedom and no college debt. You don't go to school for 4 years, and even longer if you have no idea what you're doing, or if you want to, or don't know what you want to do, and change your degree a handful of times.
It's a great trade. There's good money to be made. I wish I would have gotten to it right out of high school. That's my only regret. There was a lot more money that I could have made. Start out when you're young, so you can work and advance into higher positions, and never stop learning. Always try to learn more and apply all the stuff that you do learn, and the safety that's taught. Make for sure that you apply it all the time, and make for sure that you're your brother's keeper.
The majority of the time I get to spend the night in my own bed. It also gives you a little more flexibility to participate as your children grow up in school events and sporting events and that kind of stuff. And you get to stay home. It makes it a little easier when you work for a municipality or than an investor owned.
I'd say it's worth every minute of your time. It's good money, but being able to turn on the lights when it's dark is very, very, very rewarding.
It's a great job to get into. It's if you're into working outside and working with your hands, it's a rewarding career. You can make a good living doing this work.
Do it, without a doubt. You won't regret it. Do your training. You can go anywhere in the world. There's a job. You're guaranteed. Take pride in what you do, and it shows.